Let's get comfortable. We're about to have a real conversation. Hey everybody, it's Tom, Hoosier Reseller, with the Hoosier Resell channel. I'm just a reseller selling on eBay, just a little bit on Facebook, but mostly on eBay. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about an issue I'm having with a certain item that's sold. So yeah, I'm just going to explain a little bit about it, and then we'll get into what I've found this week. So yeah, again, like I said, I'm going to talk about a item that sold recently that I've been having a little bit of trouble with. It was a vintage camera. It's a Topcon camera, top core lens, very vintage. It was a camera that I hadn't seen in the past, and it popped up on Facebook Marketplace. So I paid up for it because I saw some comps that were reasonable, and I said, even as parts, this thing's going to go for pretty good money. So I paid, I think, $40 for it, which at the time, if it works, it was going to be a home run, and if it didn't work and it was for parts, it would still be an easy double up. So about 3 months ago, I did sell it for, I believe, $200 and some odd to somebody out west, which is great. That's fantastic. The buyer ended up getting it and testing it. Obviously he knew something about cameras, and he explained the issues that were going on. And I said, okay, no problem. Just go ahead and mail it back. I will refund you as soon as it comes back. No harm, no foul. I took a chance on it. I'm not an expert in this. So of course I'm going to give this guy a refund as soon as I get it back. So I do get it back. I refund the person his money, so that is all good. So instead of just trashing it, obviously I changed the listing. I change it so it reads as is and for parts. So I also changed in the description. I explained that there are issues with this camera, that it should go to somebody that can fix cameras or knows about vintage cameras. I also changed the title of the listing, and I say specifically, read the description. I'm trying everything I can to make sure that the next buyer understands what is going on and why the price is lower, because I obviously lower the price because it's not a working camera, and I relist it. A couple weeks later, after it's got 15 watchers or whatever, it does sell. So I'm great. It sold for about $125, $100 off of the original price that I was trying to get for it. Fantastic. I ship it out. It gets to the buyer. Same day, this person, whose name has some camera in the title, so this person knows. So I just assumed that they knew what they were talking about or knew what they were doing. Same day they receive it, asking for a refund, shipping it back. And I immediately reach out to them and I say, hey, I did send this, or I did list this as is for parts. Can you tell me why you're asking for a refund now? Doesn't respond. So I start to get angry, which, some of us do. And then I reach out to eBay, and because they automatically generated the refund process for this person. So I had nothing to do at that point. It already said it was in the refund process. So I reach out to eBay. I'm just trying to get a better explanation on why this is allowed, because I listed it as is for parts, and I put in the title, read the description. In the description, it has the information that they need to know that it is not a working camera. And that's his reason for the return, is that the camera is defective. So that doesn't make any sense to me. I've been with eBay a long time. I know that the sellers get the benefit of the doubt most of the time. Or not the sellers, sorry, excuse me, the buyers. I know this is an uphill battle. I message them. I get one reply, definitely a canned reply. I reply back. I get a second canned reply. This goes on about 5 or 6 times, and the last time somebody did reply to me and says, you should try to resolve this with the buyer. So send messages to the buyer, which I have already sent one. Didn't get a reply. I'm like, okay. I send a second message to the buyer, and I say, hi there. And I explain, I listed this as is for parts. Can you please reconsider asking for a refund and sending this back? Please reconsider this. Did not get a reply. And it's been a couple days now. So I go back to the eBay thread from customer service and I reply again, asking, what is the issue here? Why can't the customer, or why can the customer have such an easy time asking for a refund if I listed it the way I listed it and all of these things happened? Everything seems good. Haven't heard back yet. I will keep you updated because I needed to vent. So this is me venting. So there you go. I don't get angry very easily. And this was making me a little angry. Just wanted to say thank you to all of the new subscribers. I think I'm up to 75 right now, which is great. Fantastic. Unless I lost 1 or 2 and then I'm back down to 74, 73. I don't know. But I was at 75, which is, 3/4 of 100. And that's 3/4 of the way to giving this away. This is a set of Pac-Man coasters. When I get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to give this bad boy away, ship it out to you for free. So I'll make a video just for that, because that's a big milestone, your first 100. I don't know about other YouTubers, but that 100 is going to be pretty sweet when I finally get it. So yeah, please like and subscribe if you are here for the first time. Again, I'm doing this like once a week. I'm just going to show off the things that I find in the thrift. I am going to start doing some footage of me thrifting when I'm out and about or at estate sales or whatever. But until then, right now it's just going to be pretty easy going here in the cave. And I'm just going to show off some of the things I find during the week, and that's it. All right, we're going to get into some things I found this week. Again, this is not everything I've found. This is just some of my favorite things that I found this week. Let's get right into it. First thing is this super vintage Sony AM/FM radio. That's all it is. It's just a simple AM/FM radio. Super clean. There it is. Everything looked great. I picked it up for like $3 and I didn't even look at it. It still had the antenna on it, so that's a dead giveaway for me that I'm gonna want it. So yeah, everything works. I'm gonna turn it on just for a second, just enough so you know it works. But I don't want to get hit by any YouTube music rights things or anything like that. So yeah, that shows that it works. Antenna's intact. The worst thing about this one was the batteries were very corroded in this unit. I had to do a little bit of cleaning, not too bad. And the best thing about this one is it's got the cord in there. The cord has never been used. Everything looks super clean. So fantastic unit for $3. It's not going to sell for a ton. It just looks really cool. A part of me wants to just keep it down here in the cave, so just so I have it. I might keep it for a while. We'll see. It works great. It sounds great. Next thing I found this week, I did an auction here locally, and they had a listing for a couple vintage footballs. Nothing crazy about these footballs that I can tell. This one does have some interesting markings. I don't know if we can zoom in and read those, but it's going to be really hard to tell. But it does say Purdue University on there. So I don't know if this was used in a Purdue University football game. This is a legit football. You could tell this was a quality ball at one time. I'm going to try and buy some leather conditioner to fix it up before I inflate it. Everything I've seen is like if you try to inflate them, it could start to crack. So even though it's still pliable, it's not really crusty hard yet. I do want to get some conditioner on it to at least help it a little bit. It is made in the USA. there's some kind of marking right here which I can't make out. I'm going to try to do some research on some other vintage balls to see if I can find out what that might be. The other ball is a Wilson 1001. You'll find these on eBay pretty regularly for sale, and they will have different teams associated with them. This one does have an AFCRT stamp on that. I'm not exactly sure what this is for yet. I think I saw one football listed that was similar. It had American Football Coaches Retirement Trust. I believe that's what it said. I need to look more into that to know what exactly that is. Some of those footballs also had teams on them or special bowls. This one says exclusive Wilson TDS pattern. I don't know what that means, but it is a really nice, you could tell this was a really nice ball back in the day. I'm also going to try to condition this one as well before I put it up on eBay. This is a really cool football. So yeah, really cool collection for just a football nut, and they're just wanting an old vintage football. Next cool thing I found this week was an original Nintendo Power Pad. This thing still has that smell. You know that smell, kind of like when you first open up that plastic swimming pool for the summer, brand new from the Dollar General that only costs you $5, but just enough to lounge in. You know what I'm talking about. This thing is crispy. It looks like it's never been used. You can see the Nintendo on there. I was just unfolding it a little bit before the video, and it's got that sound like it's just been in storage for a long time, but there's no dirt. The end of the controller, or you know, the dongle that goes into the NES looks brand new. It looks great. This cost me $7. I don't even know what they're going for. I'm going to put up a comp right now just so you can see it. You know, that's going to be the comp that I just looked up after this video. So, next cool thing I found was a vintage jacket. I also got this at the auction. Jake, just so you know, I'm not using your auction at the AAAs. I know you got that. I'm going to try to stay away from those. This one, though, BP vintage large jacket. This thing is in great condition. Colors are still really nice. This is a vintage large, made in the USA, Holloway. Had never seen that tag before. You could tell this was probably some mom and pop shop doing, you know, promo gear for companies. And yeah, just this cool BP jacket. It probably fits like a medium now, I would say, just because you know how the old vintage clothes is. Everything that was large is no longer large, and everything that was extra large is now like a large. And the last thing I just want to highlight this week is, you know, something to diversify. Make sure you're diversifying the things you're looking for, because when you walk into a thrift store or you're searching online auctions, you never know what's going to be there. You need to know what is worth something. You need to know as many categories as you can to get the value out of it, because if you are just looking for video games, you walk into a thrift store and there are no video games, which is happening a lot more nowadays, especially with Goodwill going online. They're keeping all their good stuff, throwing it up for collectors, so you don't get it. So you got to start looking around, whether it's clothes or the hard goods. Just start looking and do some research. Watch other YouTubers. So many of them are so fantastic about teaching us what is good and what are things to look out for. That's kind of why I'm doing this, just because it's fun and it's nice to show off and share things. So the last thing I found this week for selling is a bunch of tools. Yeah, this one's running down a little bit, but everything worked. You know, it came with a bunch of batteries, a couple different drills. I think one of them's a hammer drill. Yeah, this one sounds a little bit better. But they got, you know, they're all DeWalt, 18 volts, interchangeable. Came with a charger, 4 batteries. Ended up being like $40 for the whole thing, which really isn't that bad. Even this one without the battery, I think will get me my money back. This is around $30 to $40 used, I believe. And this still sounds good. Everything works. The light worked on the front. Let's see if it'll work for you. Look at that. Fantastic. So, yeah, 40 bucks for that. I think that's an easy double up. It's probably going to get me a little bit more. But yes, just another thing. Tools are great, especially brand name tools like Makita and DeWalt. So be on the lookout for those. I did want to highlight one more thing that I found for the collection, kind of not. I'm going to make this part of the collection, which is the Game Boy player for the GameCube. Really nice unit. Everything looks really clean. I still need to test it. But the great thing about this is, obviously collectors out there know, having the manual and the disc and the original case to this is what you're looking for. I had a Game Boy player and I had the disc, but I had not had the original case and the manual. So now I got it. I'm probably going to sell off the other one that I had. That'll just go on eBay to recoup the cost that it cost to get this. So I did pay up for this, but this is really nice. The disc was in good shape. I imagine everything's going to work fine. So for GameCube collectors, that's definitely a must. That's it, guys. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and please like. Again, we're trying to get to that first 100, and you guys have a great day.